Thank you all so much. Good morning. Welcome. I'm Teresa Reno-Weber. I'm the President and Chief Operations Officer at GoodMaps, and I am thrilled to welcome you here this morning to celebrate our community's efforts to make our indoor spaces more inclusive, interactive, and joyful for everyone. And that is GoodMaps' mission. And we are so grateful to the community partners that are helping us spread that work across Louisville, across the country, and honestly, across the world. But before I introduce the amazing speakers that we have joining us this morning, I do want to just take a moment to honor and recognize the lives that have been lost and affected in Israel and in Palestine at the hands of extremists. I had the honor of speaking at a conference in Washington, D.C. yesterday around enablement for persons with disabilities, and one of my colleagues on the panel runs an accessibility company from Israel. And as you can imagine, he was present and he was there in body, but not in mind. And he gave very limited remarks, but one of the remarks he shared really hit home, and I think it's important for this press event and for us to reflect on, and that was that when you do work in the inclusion and accessibility space, it is really the work of recognizing the humanity of others. And that is the work that I am so proud to be a part of at GoodMaps, and in partnership with so many of the folks that you're going to hear from today, is about recognizing the humanity of others and making space in a world that wasn't always designed for everybody to have them feel seen and make sure that they feel like they belong. And so that is definitely worth celebrating. And that is part of what we are celebrating here today. And so I just want us to sit in that for a moment and reflect on that and feel grateful that we are able to do that and bring that work out into the world. And so with that, I am going to kick this off with introducing Louisville's Mayor, Craig Greenberg, who is a friend and a partner and an Advent supporter for making sure that this community is as accessible and inclusive for everyone and a beacon for others. Mayor?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Teresa. It's so wonderful to be here today to celebrate an amazing entrepreneurial story that's happening right here in Louisville. That is the story that is an example for what we want our city to be, not just today, but into the future. To have great entrepreneurs like Jose and Teresa and others that are leading this company into the future. And the fact that it is doing such good and important work is also just makes this even better. And so I'm honored to really be here. And Teresa, thank you so much for your leadership. Thank you for the introduction. Whether you're in the public sector world, as I know that you came from, in the private sector world, you're doing an amazing job to strengthen our community. And now with GoodMaps, taking it globally, it sounds like. So that is incredibly exciting. And that's really true from all of the folks that you're going to hear from today and the organizations that they represent. And it's so proud to be mayor of this city that's home to so many great companies like GoodMaps and organizations like the American Printing House for the Blind that are focused on service and inclusivity and helping others. And I'm so proud that Metro Hall was among the first group of buildings that is working to be mapped using these innovative tools from GoodMaps. And that's so appropriate because Metro Hall is a public building. We just recently opened the front doors to Metro Hall to make it more inviting, to invite people in to come into this public building. It's an old building. We've got accessibility challenges. And so having GoodMaps there is so important so that people can have a heads up as to what they're expecting or have an easier time navigating that building. And so it's so important to have innovations like this and to think about what GoodMaps can do for cultural institutions like the Fraser, like the Ali Center, the Science Center, the Speed Museum, and so many other institutions that our city and other cities have to offer. Because everyone deserves the opportunity to experience what our city has to offer in full. And that absolutely applies to people whose experiences might be affected by challenges they face with their vision, with their hearing, or with their mobility. We want to do everything we can to open up our city so that everyone can enjoy it and experience the greatest possible quality of life. And this work has never been more important, especially the work of helping people who are blind and have low vision develop skills and enter the workforce. People with disabilities are twice as likely to be unemployed. That's not right, and it's a huge waste of talent and potential. I thank the American Printing House for the Blind for what you all are doing, and your new expansion work is just really exciting and wonderful for how this is going to also support these initiatives. As a society, we need to do more to provide training and opportunities to people with disabilities. And with the work that GoodMaps is doing in the private sector to help people enjoy and participate in the daily activities of life, combined with what we can do from the public sector, I truly believe that Louisville can be a national model. We recently named Sarah Teeters as ADA coordinator for the city, and she's working right now to bring together metro departments and local agencies to foster a robust community conversation around how we in metro government and as a city as a whole can better accommodate all of our residents. And Louisville's Commission for Persons with Disabilities has a transportation committee that's working directly with GoodMaps, TARC, and other community partners to provide more accessible transportation options. We do this because it's the right thing to do. We also do this because we know that a more accessible city will help everyone. It will help our overall economy. It will help those who are in need of more accessibility and their family and friends. And so I just want to say a final thanks to GoodMaps for everything that you're doing. You all are helping make our city safer, stronger, and healthier for everyone. And I know that you're doing that for so many other cities around the country and world. So congratulations, and thank you all very much.
Mayor, thank you so much for those comments and for all that you and your administration are doing. Deputy Mayor George, thank you for being here. I know we also have Councilman Owen, Councilman Reno Weber in the room. Thank you both for being here and the work that you do on Metro Council. Now I am pleased to introduce my good friend, my boss, our CEO at GoodMaps, Jose Gastambide.
Good morning. Thank you, Teresa, and thank you, Mayor Greenberg, for those wonderful words. We began our work at GoodMaps 4 years ago for a very simple reason. Being able to find your way is fundamental to the human experience and enables us to work, play, study, and explore. But for too long, and for too many of us, that fundamental right was difficult or impossible to experience, and our independence compromised. And nowhere was that felt more acutely than with our blind or low vision friends and family. Our mission, then and now, was to unlock the magic of indoor spaces, make them more inclusive and joyful, and allow anyone to explore the great indoors. In those 4 years, GoodMaps has mapped over 13 million square feet of space, spanning over 150 maps, partnering with over 60 customers across 7 countries. That's right. And making our impact felt across the arts, retail, transportation, airports, train stations, college campuses, corporate campuses, and so much more. The world has recognized what we knew from the beginning, which is that this technology is valuable and vital, and that eventually it'll become a part of what we expect of every building that we enter, not unlike a water fountain or a wheelchair ramp. While GoodMaps' ability to tap into LiDAR, artificial intelligence, and computer vision has been what has enabled us to provide these inclusive experiences, all would be for naught without our partners who share our priorities and our vision and have walked alongside us on this path. So I want to publicly thank the representatives from Louisville Metro Government, our amazing friends and hosts here at the Fraser, the Muhammad Ali Center, the Science Center, the Speed Art Museum, Muhammad Ali International Airport, and all of the other accessible cities that we've partnered with over the years. But above all, I want to thank Craig Metter, the president of the American Printing House for the Blind, whose vision and courage allowed this adventure known as GoodMaps to take place. It is my pleasure to introduce my friend, Craig Metter, the president of the American Printing House for the Blind.
Thank you, Jose. Louisville, what an amazing spot. And you would not think that we are this national landmark for access technology, fairness, equity, although that's been the heart of the city for a long time. And probably many of you don't know that the first sanctioned act for accessibility in Congress was for the American Printing House for the Blind in 1879. So Louisville has been the first. And with companies like GoodMaps, we will continue to be at the forefront of this movement of access for everyone and giving everybody a fair and equitable experience when they come into such a wonderful place like the Fraser. If you could imagine coming in here and having to only being able to absorb 1/5 or 1/8 of such a fantastic facility, what a drab experience that would be. But apps like GoodMaps allows a person who is blind or low vision, or anybody for that matter, to easily navigate this immense of space and calling out the highlights and features and everything that the Fraser and all the other partners of GoodMaps has to offer. So that's the exciting thing about this. So we've done some amazing work here in Louisville. We have a lot of amazing work left to do. This footprint started here. It's exciting. When we launched, at that time was called Nearby Explorer, when we launched this first as an APH product, we knew very quickly that in order to grow, to reach a worldwide audience, we'd have to spin this off into a separate company. And so GoodMaps was formed. And Jose was named the CEO, and he assembled a team to get this thing up and running so that we could have a national impact, because that's our goal. It's not just Louisville, it's just not the United States or North America, but we believe that this is good medicine for every part of the world. And we're excited by how quickly things have taken off in very short time. So I want to say congratulations to the staff at GoodMaps and the work that you're doing, and we are excited about what's next. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Craig. Thank you so much, Jose. And I'd be remiss if I did not also thank our board chair at GoodMaps, Phoebe Wood, who is also here in the room. Thank you, Phoebe. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our host for today, the president and CEO of the Fraser History Museum, Andy Trinan.
Thanks, Teresa, Mayor Greenberg, Dr. Metter, Jose, all of our guests here, and our friends in the media. Thank you for being here, and all of our guests in the audience. We appreciate you being here as well. I want to thank all of you here for all the work that you're doing to make sure that Louisville, Kentucky, and all the incredible attractions in it are doing this work. It's ongoing work. We're really just getting started. We certainly don't have it all figured out, but we are doing the work, and that's important, and it's a pretty incredible step in the right direction. The American Printing House for the Blind has been doing this work for 160 years. It's amazing, really leading the world in determining, who we are, what we stand for, and where we're headed. And you make us all better, and we very much appreciate that. GoodMaps was kind enough to come last week and give me an example of how this works, and I understand you're all going to get that before you leave here today. You are going to be blown away. It is so impressive, this technology allowing people to manage their way through this museum who couldn't before. Just about 3 weeks ago, we had about 30 people who were here, visually impaired folks, and they were making their way around the museum and enjoying the museum on their own, and it was just incredible to see. Here at the Fraser, we take our DEAI efforts very seriously. In my first year, we formed a Diversity, Equity, Access, and Inclusion Committee because we wanted everyone who comes here to the Fraser to see themselves inside, to hear their stories inside, to make sure that their story is being told inside. And I'm very proud of the efforts that our team has gone through. In fact, last year, we were one of only 2 museums in the entire country to receive a Diversity, Equity, Access, and Inclusion Award by the American Alliance of Museums. And I am incredibly proud of that. I am proud to partner with all of you in these efforts in making sure that the Fraser, all the other attractions, and Louisville, Kentucky is a more diverse, equitable, accessible, and inclusive place. Thank you.
And now it is my pleasure to introduce Priya Patel, who is a recent transplant to Louisville and a GoodMaps user. Priya?
Hello and good morning. My name is Priya Patel and I am a GoodMaps user. I came to here and learn about GoodMaps when I came to this very city here in Louisville. I attended the demo that was here at the Fraser History Museum, and I put in my first destination, and it took me very, very close to my destination, and it made me very happy. And then the next thing I did was put in my second destination, and once again, it took me very, very close to my destination. I had a happy tear. It makes me feel good that something like this exists. It gives me confidence and the independence to travel independently at these indoor buildings that have been navigated thanks to GoodMaps. So I would like to say thank you to GoodMaps for all the work that you do and the whole team of GoodMaps. So yes, thank you.
Okay, can we have another round for Priya? She has never spoken in front of a large crowd, but was willing to jump right in. And she recently moved here from Oklahoma. And I know one of the things in our conversations that she lifted up was the fact that she didn't have any of this there. So we have to get GoodMaps to Oklahoma. But she was so excited about the fact that Louisville, not just the Fraser, but Louisville as a community is embracing this type of technology and these types of services. And so I'm grateful for you for taking that leap of faith, Priya, and getting up here in front of this crowd and speaking. So thank you. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Erin Herbert, who is the Director of Education and Curation at the Ali Center, a great partner of GoodMaps.
Thank you, Teresa. I bring thanks and greetings from our President and CEO, Marilyn Jackson, who is currently out of town on business. Thank you to the Fraser Museum, and thank you to Mayor Greenberg for bringing us together to talk about this important initiative. At the Muhammad Ali Center, we work every day toward a more just and compassionate world where all people can achieve their greatness. Muhammad Ali, the greatest, was not only a legendary athlete, but also a symbol of inclusivity, of equality, and of resilience. He championed the rights and dignity of all individuals, and this partnership with GoodMaps is a testament to our commitment to carrying forth his legacy. GoodMaps' mission to create inclusive spaces through autonomous wayfinding solutions perfectly aligns with Muhammad and Lonnie's vision for the center. When we were founded 18 years ago, Muhammad and Lonnie wanted the center to be a place where our community and visitors from around the world could be inspired by Muhammad's life and legacy and 6 core principles. Muhammad wanted the Ali Center to be a welcoming space for all. And I had the privilege of working with Muhammad when he was still with us and continue to work alongside his wife and his partner in all things, Mrs. Ali. And I feel very confident that he would be very proud of this partnership and of our city because of this work. This collaboration is a shining example of the impact that organizations and individuals can create when they come together with shared purpose. As the Muhammad Ali Center, we are proud to be a part of this journey. working toward a world where everyone, regardless of their abilities, can pursue their dreams and ambitions without limitations. In that spirit, we thank GoodMaps, Mayor Greenberg, the City of Louisville, and all of the generous partners who continue to make the Ollie Center and Muhammad's hometown more inclusive and a welcoming place for all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Erin. And I definitely want to highlight, we've got, a handful of speakers up here. It might feel like a lot, but it's because all of these organizations are really leaning forward and making sure that, again, Louisville is such a welcoming community. And while he's not up here, I do want to acknowledge Robert Fleming, my good friend from Actors Theater. They are also doing some really powerful work under his leadership and with his team. So thank you for being here, Robert. Now it is my pleasure to introduce the CEO of our Kentucky Science Center, Mike Norman. Mike?
Good morning. I like that introduction because I usually say I'm Mike Norman, CEO of your Kentucky Science Center, so I appreciate you doing that. So I am absolutely thrilled to be here this morning as this amazing initiative is launched right here in our beloved Museum Row on Main. We are honored to be a partner in this project. At Kentucky Science Center, we champion inclusivity, really striving to make science for all a reality. Whether that's in our exhibits, our events, our off-site or our on-site programs, we want Kentucky Science Center to be accessible to everyone. So we are so excited to partner with GoodMaps on this amazing initiative, an initiative that equips and empowers our guests with the tools they need to navigate independently and confidently all that their Kentucky Science Center has to offer. As Andy, I had the chance last week to try out the GoodMaps app, and I was really blown away. It guided me throughout the Science Center, telling me how many feet I needed to go, which direction to go. And if you've been to visit with us, with our 50,000 plus square feet of science fun, it can be challenging to get around. So this is an amazing tool. And it's another reminder of just how impactful science is. And science is what guests learn in our exhibits, our community members learn through our programs, and it's what your kids learn in our science camps. And I'm confident that this initiative will welcome even more guests to experience the wonders of science. So again, I want to offer my appreciation to GoodMaps for including us in this project. And I also do want to give a special shout out to our Senior Manager of Safety and Security, Richard Hoopengartner, who's here with us. He began exploring the idea of this with APH, like 2017, we put beacons around it. So this is a project that's been going on, but without Richard's dedication to inclusive accessibility, our participation would have been hampered. So Richard, thank you so much. Again, GoodMaps, Mayor Greenberg, all of our Museum Row on Main partners, our other cultural partners, thank you all. Let's go do some science, folks. Thank you.
We can take those beacons down. Thank you, Mike. And now it is my honor to welcome our final speaker for this morning, Rafaela Plato, the director of the Speed Art Museum, not necessarily on Museum Row here in downtown, but have their own corner.
Thank you, Teresa. Yeah, we are a little bit further up the road on UFL's campus, and it's such a pleasure to be here with you this morning. And it is so thrilling that we are so aligned in the city around our values, the values of creating opportunities, as Priya put it, allowing people to be independent and to navigate cultural organizations, science institutions, really what we have to offer as a society to everyone, and to provide the tools, many different tools, to make that happen. At the Speed, we've just spent the last year in strategic planning, and yes, of course, art and learning will always be at the core of our mission, but the foundation of our work is equity, inclusion, belonging, and access. We are and want to be and believe we can be an organization that makes art available to everyone and also the creative process available to everyone. It takes a great amount of humility from all of us to find out what's needed, because we often don't know. And GoodMaps, sorry, that was like a really bad slip. GoodMaps is one of these incredible tools that can give great independence and opportunity to so many of us. I've tried it also myself, and I discovered routes at the speed that I didn't know existed. It's an incredible way to orient yourself. We already have new ideas in the planning of how we can include in this incredible app visual descriptions of works of art and really tailor different experiences for different needs. So we are a grateful partner. We are working very hard to make the speed a place of belonging for everyone, for really truly everyone, so that we can live up to our vision to invite everyone to celebrate art forever. So thank you to all of you, to these incredible partners that have all embraced a technology that hopefully will be used around the globe in the near future, because it is an incredible new tool. I have, in the museum world, tinkered around with a lot of new technologies, and this is image-based, so it must be good. And it is really, truly phenomenal. So thank you all for coming together this morning. Thanks for allowing me to closing us out, and I'm just really thrilled to be here.
Thank you all so much again for joining us this morning, for highlighting this great work. It really is the work that is going to lift our community and lift all. It is not just for blind and low vision, for mobility impaired, for deaf, for neurodiverse. I like to say it's also for directionally challenged, right? So all of us can benefit from this tool, and companies like GoodMaps starting right here in Louisville, Kentucky. We will be around for questions as well as demos, so please stick around. Feel free to engage with the speakers or anyone from the GoodMaps team. Thank you.